Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah through his son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK, and we're back with another one. I hope you're having a Baruch day, and I hope right now you have a sound mind and a sound heart. Now, before we get into the content, like the content, share the content, and comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, then become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. So let's get into it. A lot of women are very childish, extremely childish. And the thing about a masculine man is he doesn't like a woman that's extremely childish. The reason why I say women are childish is because they still do the same things when they was going through puberty, when they was going through their development in their earlier years. Because if a young woman, if she didn't have the proper direction, Kodesh direction in her life, from the women that was in her life, to steer her in the right direction, then the young woman, she's only going to be concerned about her body. You see, and that's what primarily happens to a lot of women. And we could definitely recall our upbringing as well too, from the adolescent years, through school, through the educational system, through middle school, high school. You know, these women, they were getting their menstrual at an early age. They was already going through these things already in like middle school already, right? While us men, we were built different. Now, we can see that the majority of men, even from our generation and other generations, there's a lot of men that grow up very emotional. They're not very stable in their ways. They don't really have stability, right? So they grow up kind of just like the woman, right? They so concerned about their body parts. They stuck in a room. They don't like to get active. They don't like to hit the parks at a young age, play ball, do the pull-ups and all that. They be so concerned about their bodies, and then they be so concerned about the women, right? And it's not to say, fellas, that when you're going through your development as a man that you're not supposed to be interested in women from an early age. You should know what you already like, right? Based off of how things was made naturally. But the thing about a man is that he's more logic, right? Because you can see your position right now as a man, and you move in logic, right? You're very masculine about your ways, right? You think about logic things, and you know how to turn that emotion into intelligence, right? As a Kodesh man, you know how to do these things. Yeah, for us men, don't matter the age, truthfully. Through the demographics I could see, primarily men from 25 through 34 and up. We have others from 40 and up, some from 20, 25 and up too. We can see all these ages, man. Through all these ages, we can see that the woman, she's very childish, because up to those ages where she's supposed to be a matured woman and act mature, she's still so concerned about her body, right? She's so concerned about showing her body amongst hundreds of men per day just roaming through the streets, right? A lot of these modern men out here too, they pick women that's still very very childlike, man. And it seems like these men, they haven't grown up either. See, for us men, we like to have a Kodesh, mature woman that know how to control her body, know how to put her body in submission, just like how us men, we know how to put our body in submission as well too, right? This body must submit to us, right? This body don't control you, right? Man or woman, you know what you have within your body, right? You know your parts, right? You know your loin, you know how to gird your loins, you know how to control your members, right? So we got to be matured out here. That's why a lot of us men and masculinity, not too many, but few, are waking up to this realization, and they're not paying no mind to these women no more. That's why when these women come amongst a masculine, Kodesh, set-apart man, it's a reason why she looks very dumbfounded in our presence, because we look at women that move like that, we look at them very immature. We look at them like, baby girl, you very childish. You very childish. You still walking around with some breasts, showing your breasts like that. You still out here showing your backside like that. Like, you haven't went through your development and know your body parts, know your members. You still out here showing your members. You had these members for so many years of your life that you still want to walk around and just flaunt it around like, hey, look at the new thing I got. You know what I'm saying? It's like how a lot of people in this world, they so caught on with materialistic things, right? And to an extent, this body's gonna perish too. It's not to say that it's materialistic, but a lot of people invest in the body and the image a lot. So it's like when you get a brand new car, a lot of people, depending on the vehicle, actually it don't really matter the vehicle, they like to tune it up and do a lot of different things so people can hear them. You know what I'm saying? They get new mufflers, they tweak the engine and all these different things. They do a lot of engineering to the vehicle so people can hear the noise of the car, but that car's gonna perish. Feel what I'm saying? So instead of knowing how to control your body, be mature about it, still build your body up to an extent, right? Taking care of it, very healthy. Be mature about it. Know how to cover it up. That's why a lot of women, it's tough for them to find a Kodesh man, right? To then become a husband. And that's why, in a sense, it's something about us men too, that you gotta really filter out so many women just to find a Kodesh woman. Right? Because there's not a lot of mature women. A lot of women, they mature in their older years. It take them a long time to mature. Right? Especially if they've been just so out there, right? They get to a point where now they want to calm down. Now they starting to see that things ain't hitting the same way it was hitting. Now that menstrual stop hitting now, so now they're going through the menopause. Now they're a little tight. Now they're like, I don't feel the same no more. My hormonal production don't feel the same no more. Oh, I'm starting to, not feel myself. I haven't been developing myself. I haven't been after righteousness. Then that's when they go to religion. Right, that's when they start going to church. And then that's when they start, trying to cover up themselves. That's when they like to start wearing them little dresses and them top hats. You know what I'm saying? But they could have been doing that at an earlier age. They could have knew how to put this body in submission, right? But they rather been loose all up and down the block. Right, in the times we live in right now, there's a lot of young women. They may present themselves as available, but they still showcasing their members. And a lot of men are waking up these days. That's why they don't hate women. They don't dislike women. Because us men, we like the presence of a woman, right? She's feminine. You enjoy that presence. But don't get it twisted. We don't partake in the whoredom. We don't be out here lusting after women. We don't be out here entertaining women. We don't be out here looking after the strange woman as well, too, from other nations. We don't move like that. So when we observe and we see things, we just see that these women are very childish. A lot of men are waking up. Only the Kodesh men, right, are waking up that realize that the Most High Yah is the truth through Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Because he wants it head, right? So he's starting to wake up. Now he's starting to reject these women, right? These women come out trying to make that eye contact with a Kodesh man. You just brushing her off to the side. You real nonchalant about it. Your heart not accelerating. You know what I'm saying? You're not sweating, getting anxiety, trying to keep up with her. You're just keeping it moving. And she's getting turned down. A lot of women are seeing that now, that a lot of men are starting to turn them down. But in this world, you have a lot of weak men too that's going to keep feeding her. Right? So we're going to lead these women to the beasts of the field. We're going to lead them to the weak men that are scavengers. Right? They go after a lot of leftovers. Right? They run around rampant in the streets looking for scraps. Right? Looking for something to eat. Right? Because they don't got nothing better to do. Right? They wicked. Right? So we save the wicked for the wicked, right? We don't go after that. Right? So many women, man, they very childish. You see a lot of older women too, they just trying to keep up. They see the younger generation wearing leggings with pockets on the side. Got their phones right there, you know what I'm saying? They got their wallet right there. They just want you to see what's in their pocket, right? It's very strange. You got older women too, up there in age, trying to keep up, coming out, you know, saggy a little bit, you know, got little wrinkles around her neck, but she coming out with a little two-piece on, want everybody to see, you know, what she was working with at one point. She want let some older dude that's still reprobated, still trying to live up to his little expectations when he was younger, and she trying to get some dude that just want to keep up with her still. You know, they gonna keep going until they can't go no more, until that gas run out. For real. But we gotta see it for what it is, man. A lot of women childish. A lot of men haven't matured as well too, to the point where they just thinking logical, right? You see it steps ahead, right? You can see things happening steps ahead. You meditating on why things are the way they are, right? You very slow to speak, slow to react, right? Swift to hear, right? Physically and spiritually, you swift to hear. That's why the set apart, Kodesh, masculine man, that's why he paid attention to so much things. That's why the Most High could talk to you, right? If you don't know how to sit still, the Most High can't talk to you. Especially if you're not Kodesh, the Most High can't talk to you. See, a lot of these men, right? A lot of these modern men, the adversary be talking to them super loud. As soon as they see a woman, the adversary be talking to them, and they think it's them. You know what I'm saying? But they already made a covenant already with the adversary. So every time they see a woman, they just automatically lustful, right? Even like just naturally, they just naturally lustful, right? Ravenous wolves, right? Intruders, right? Heavy feet, up and down the block. Got nothing to do, but they up and down the block. Smoking that weed, drinking that alcohol. Bored, looking for a woman. Give her a bottle, right? And they're gonna have a real loose, wicked time, right? See, that's why the woman's so immature, man. Until she comes to the realization that she's starting to decline quick. Because once her womb closed down, if she's not trying to be set apart before that time happened, it's a wrap. It's hard to come back from that. It's hard to come back from that. And we see a lot of women, man. Man, they leading a lot of men straight to the grave, man. A lot of men building covenants with these women too. Right? They like walking around with a woman with a maxi dress, right? With a tight dress around her waist, her legs, her top, all that. He walking around with 2 children. They're walking down the street, real casual, to go get some ice cream. Just to get some ice cream, he allowed his woman to come out like that. That's your woman, bruh. So-called woman. Y'all already created offspring already. You still letting your woman come out like that? Y'all still ain't had that. You ain't know how to lock it down and have that talk with her. That's why so much weak men out here, man. They let these women do whatever they want, just because the woman throwing him cheeks. In the same breath, he be looking at these women online. That's why it's like a lot of men think like that's the ideal type of woman to have. A woman that showcases all her things out in public. That's not how we move. That's not how we move, fellas. You get something Kodesh and set apart, 10 times out of 10, her body is way better than a woman that's showing what she already got. For real. That's how the Most High be blessing you. A woman that be covered up, don't be showing nothing. Right? She makes sure her pants real loose around her waist. It's not super tight. She get it a couple sizes up. She makes sure that the type of jeans she got is not tight around her thighs, not even around her ankles. Right? But when you with your woman, her body look 1,000 times better than these women out here that be trying to have their back poked out. They be trying to have these type of denim jeans that's really cheap too. What's these brands like? They be out here with the Fashion Nova and all these little brands, right? These YMI jeans and all that, right? To pull it up to let them get a lift, right? They trying to get a lift to make it look like something, make it pop, right? Meanwhile, you got a Kodesh woman that don't show nothing, right? She don't dress tomboyish, she still dress feminine. But when it's time for you to be with your woman, like her body is like 1,000 times better than what these women be out here showing. And then you get yourself that, then that woman is your woman, Kodesh, right? That body gonna last a lifetime for you. Because she's conserving that body. She's not out here showing that body. Right? That's why a lot of men, they down to the scraps. A lot of these men out here, they be with these weird women, strange women, wicked women. They be looking dried out. Real dried out. Like they just threw a whole bunch of soap on them. Didn't give him no oil, man. That hot water was hitting his skin so much, it just dried him out. He be looking fatigued. Like he ain't getting no sleep. Drained up. Sunrise to sunset, drained up. That's all she there for. It's only gonna last a short time. This life ain't that long. It seem like it's long, but it's really not that long. That's why you gotta be chasing after righteousness, right? Chasing after Yahuwah's righteousness, right? First seek the kingdom and his righteousness, and then all shall be added unto you, right? You gotta seek after his righteousness. And a lot of these women, they strange. They play the religious woman too. Gotta stand clear from that. They play religious too. You just always gotta remember, fellas, you gotta test the ruach by the ruach, and that's where everybody. If a brother, right, he trying to break bread with you, gotta test his ruach to really see what he's about. Like, is this man really claiming that he righteous, but he's still eating abominable foods? He claimed that he righteous, but he's still lusting after women on the media. Talking about his heart out here, my brother. Is he still sipping the liquor when he don't got no infirmities? But he knows when he drinks that alcohol that he starts forgetting the law? Right? You don't want to break bread with a brother like that. That's why you got to test the ruach by the ruach. You got to test the woman. For real. Right? Even when a woman, she may seem like she a little soothing or whatnot. She may be dressed in a certain type of way. Not super revealing, but the clothes is still shaping her body. And you trying to tell her, like, you know, look, if we gonna take this further, you gonna have to, like, you know, change that up. Change up that attire real quick. If the money tight, I understand. But you could hit the Goodwill. You could hit the thrift shop. You know what I'm saying? You could find something that could fit properly. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be my woman, we gonna even talk. Like, you're gonna have to, like, cover that up. I don't wanna see no curves, no crevices. I don't wanna see none of that. Especially when you walking with me. Like, you better be Kodesh. For real. Cause us men too, we gotta be on point. We don't be showcasing nothing. Right? A lot of these strange dudes, they move like that. We don't move like that. Right? So that way when we get our Kodesh woman, you know, we lay it down. We lay that law down. A lot of these strange dudes out here, they the ones that like wearing these little shorts, right? They like wearing a lot of strange things out here, man. Right? And a lot of these designers and things of that nature, they straight strange men too. Straight from Europe. A lot of these designers, man, they got a sweet agenda. You got the little shorts with the tight shirt. You got this, you know, they starting to promote strange underwears now. They talking about it's to cool you off. So they want you to they want you to buy these pouchy type drawers that got your members all tied up together, pushed up together to try to like make it seem like something is going on. You know what I'm saying? We stay Kodesh, everything 100% cotton. And get yourself some boxes. As a Kodesh man set apart, you know, that's following these scriptures. You gotta have those trousers, right? You gotta have those trousers, right? They gotta be of set apart fabric, right? Not mixed fabrics, right? You got on some trousers as your drawers on top of some more trousers, right? Nothing should be bunched up, walking around wearing sweats, trying to like have a woman looking at your area and all that. That's sweet. That's why I'm saying, fellas, a lot of these dudes, a lot of these women out here, they very childish, they very insecure, they very immature, and they never gonna mature. They man, that's why we know we got a lot of growing to do, and that's why we growing. Right? We give a reverence unto the Most High. That's why we paying attention. He's able to speak to us. He's able to show us what's going on. For real. Fellas, y'all stay vigilant out here, all right? Be sober and be vigilant, for real. I hope y'all been edified. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah through his son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother, UncleK. And I appreciate y'all for tapping into another one. Like, share, comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend. Continue to have a Baruch day. Keep a sound mind and a sound heart. And I'll see you soon, Most High willing. But for now, peace.